Hi, everybody. Since it's a short week, we are not going to be meeting synchronously, and so I'm just recording an overview of the lesson and the work that has to be done for this short week. And so, right here on the screen is our finale class. In the folder for this week, October 12th through the 14th, you'll see that we have the same as before, your research database page that has the links to the databases, and then you have your research notes. This week, your research notes are due. That means all 6 articles, they need to be filled in, and you need to have taken notes on all the 6 articles of your choice that connect to your research question. Um, the last step before you turn in your notes is you need to organize them. I talked about this a little bit last week, but I just want to review and refresh your memory on how to do this. And so this is the last step of the note taking. So at this point, you should have all 6 articles found and you should have taken notes, which means you should have pulled at least 6 facts out of every single article. Once you're done with that, now we're onto this step about organizing the notes. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to reread your notes. You need to go back through, read all the notes that you took on your 6 articles. And as you read, you want to look for reoccurring ideas and topics. This means, what is being said kind of over and over? What are some themes that you see are talked about in Article 1 and again in Article 3 or in Article 6? So, what are some ideas that the authors of these articles are kind of sharing? They're kind of talking about that's similar. What are those topics? Once you find a topic that you see is happening in multiple places, you want to color code it, right? So step 4 is pick a color for that topic. And then you want to create a key that has all the different colors. For these topics, you want to be specific. So the articles, they kind of just talk about a lot of different topics, might be more broad. Before your codes for the topics that you put the colors to, you want to make sure those are more specific topics. This way you can allow for more colors. If you have a general broad idea, then that means you're going to limit yourself, and so try and have as specific of topics as possible. The goal number 6 is to have at least 4 colors. That's the minimum. If you can't find more than 4 colors, that means you are gonna have a paper that's too short. So you need to have at least 4 colors. The more colors, the better. So I say, shoot for 4 to 6 colors. And then you don't want to have any single highlights, meaning you only have one fact for one color. For every color that you code, you should have at least 2 to 3 facts under that color. Number 3 here says that the topics that you find should be connected between sources. So you don't want your, 3 facts to all come from one article. You want your 3 facts to come from at least 2 articles. So the reoccurring idea should be happening between sources. So what does this look like? Here's an example. If I go into the research notes here, I'm going to just pull up a student example that is done well. So we have Melanie's notes here. You'll see up at the top, we have her research question, and she's looking at, how are children and teens impacted by parental cancer? So, what happens when, one of their parents is diagnosed with cancer. And then up here at the top, you'll see that she has a key. She has 5 colors right now: a light blue, a light pink, a light purple, a bright yellow, and then a light blue. And these colors all stand for a specific topic that she found happening in her research. So, for example, all the light blue talks about poor social development, right? So when kids or teens have parents who have cancer, one of the common themes or one of the ideas that she saw a lot of articles talk about was how it impacts their social, development. And so as I scroll through her notes here, you'll see, just like before, you're supposed to have the citation of the article, and then she starts to color code the quotes and the notes that she's taken. So here we have A light blue, school attendance goes down, which maybe connects to their social development, right? They have poor social development. So that's a quote that specifically says that. So she's highlighted that in blue. Then we have here, it impacts their school activities and clubs. So their involvement, this again connects to social development. That's one article. And then again, we have another blue in a second article. So again, decrease in social activities because they have more responsibilities. So this is what it looks like to color code. And you'll see she still has to finish coding some of the other articles. And of course, this week, the last article is due, right? So article 6. And so that's what it looks like though when you start to color code, right? You go back through the notes and you kind of start to see what are the common ideas, what are the common facts, what are the shared research that's happening between the articles. And this is again really helpful because what ends up happening is these color topics become paragraphs. So Melanie's paper about, how do teens get impacted by parental cancer? One of her body paragraphs is going to be all about social skills, right? The social impact. Then she has another color here about depression and anxiety. So her second body paragraph is going to be all about, the impact on mental health, depression, anxiety, stress. Her purple facts here are going to be about changes in behavior. Well, that's going to end up becoming a third paragraph about, when kids have parents that have cancer, they start to change in their behavior. And so this is, again, really important because it organizes the notes, but it also prepares you for when you write your paper. It makes it so much easier. So again, that's just an overview, a reminder about how to start organizing your notes. That's the last thing to do. And then when you're done organizing your notes and all your 6 articles have been highlighted, then you can submit it. My closing for you guys is that this is MEA break week, so I know you guys don't have school on Thursday and Friday. Of course, I hope that, you guys have some fun and you relax, you take it easy, but also that you use this time to get caught up. Because the assignment is a Google Doc assignment, I can see, where people are at, their progress, and I would say maybe only about 5 students in our class are actually on track. Everyone else has a lot of work to do. And so I want to stress to you guys, finish your notes. This is not going away. You must do this step. If you don't do this step, you're pretty much stuck here until you get it done. And so make sure you finish your notes. Take time this break to get that done. Next week, when you come back from MEA break, we start writing the paper. I give you an outline, you fill in the outline, and we start writing the paper. If you don't have any research, that means you have no content to put into your outline. You have no information. And so you must do the research first. So finish your notes so that next week you have information to put into your outline and start putting your paper together. The last thing is if you haven't started logging in any hours, think about during MEA break, how can you start putting in some hours? So if you're someone, who you're building something, you're creating something, maybe spend 1 hour over MEA break to go to the store and buy your supplies. If you're someone who, you are, you're going to be volunteering with someone, job shadowing someone, connect with them to see if there's some time over this MEA break that you can go and do, an hour or 2 hours on site. If you haven't connected with your mentor yet, ask if you can FaceTime or you can, Google Meet them for 45 minutes. So just use this time if you haven't over break to kind of start logging in some hours because again, we're already at week 6 of the first quarter, and so you need to make sure you're getting some hours in, even if it's just 1 to 2 hours. All right, I'm done. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, so again, make sure that your notes get done this week, submit them. Make sure you organize your notes, and that just means creating some highlights, some groups, some categories, and the goal is at least 4. Okay, at least 4 highlight groups. The more, the better. If you have any questions, email me. Have a great MEA break, everybody.